the popcorn, grab a Coke, and find that old VHS. We're diving deep in cheesy flicks. Yeah, we're on a vintage quest. Low reviews but high on laughs. Let's give these films a cheer. The cult classics, flops, and nuts. There are topics this year. We're the Ejectables, rolling back the years, celebrating movies that no one else cheers. From backhand twos to epic fails, we say it's all good. We're the Ejectables, yeah, we're misunderstood.
Wow.
Welcome to the Ejectables. This is the show where movie enthusiasts Bill and Ian join forces with a weekly rotating guest to celebrate movies that we feel have been unjustly panned by the critics or sadly ignored and forgotten by audiences. Today's guest
is BJ Block. He's addicted to music. He may require an intervention because he's been all about it since the dawn of his time. He's a jazz guitarist whose many talents have augmented each musical endeavor he's pursued, including the BJ Block Trio, Anados, Cuartos, Bueno, and a collision of his and his wife's musical groups called Between Two Worlds. This music addict is also a hubby and a papa. Everyone, please welcome BJ.
It did say BK on the thing. I don't know why.
It's a story of my life. BK is probably easier to explain than what it actually is. So BK would initiate less questions from the general public. So
you want to tell us about BJ?
We're gonna come in hot, are we? Yeah, sure. So my legal name is actually John Block, but my parents thought it would be cute to call me BJ for baby John because my dad's also John, and that's about as much thought as they put into that. So BJ it is.
That's fine. I think it's better than BK.
And the thing with BJ is it's a short enough name, but people will still shorten it. So people call me Beej all the time. Like BJ's really? Not, yeah. So Beej is fine. So.
Well, thank you for joining us.
I thought you were going to rap it, Ian. That's why I got excited.
Oh no. Yeah. I wasn't sure if the names of the bands were said correctly. Do I say bands?
Well, it was muted when it came on, so I don't even know what the bio was. So I'll just.
Okay, it was really good.
Very flattering. Yeah.
Yes.
Top of his field in all of the fields. Right?
That's what it said, essentially, right, Bill?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Right, audience? No.
You guys are actors. You know all about padding resumes.
Yeah.
Sure. That's not all Bill pads.
I'm a heart. What does that mean?
Nothing.
I'm a heart surgeon. On my
right. Resume. It's not a lie if you believe it, right?
Yeah.
I played one on TV.
Sure.
So what are you currently doing? You have these ensembles, trios. What are you doing?
Yeah, so we're based in Bellingham, which is just north of Seattle, about an hour and a half north of Seattle. So I'm predominantly a working player, working musician, and so I have two groups. I have my own group, the BJ Block Trio, which is sort of a contemporary jazz group. Electric guitar, bass, drums. Schofield, Pat Metheny, Bill Frisell, this kind of an aesthetic. And then I have another group called Cuarto Sueño. And we actually just did our CD release, dating myself, album release show last night here in town.
Congratulations.
Great. Yeah, it was great. We sold out this little hall and,
that's great.
And that record is being released. You go kind of single to single, right? So we have one song out on Spotify, on Apple Music. That's streaming right now. And then we'll release subsequent singles probably every 4 or 5 weeks. And that's kind of a Latin jazz, flamenco, acoustic band. Awesome. Yeah. So those are my two main bands. And
are you proud of the work?
Yeah. I've had enough time from the studio. No, it's actually a good question.
Is it? I think
yeah, it is because.
Thank you, BJ.
I'm sure it's the same thing when you because Ian, you're an actor, yes?
Yes.
Yes. Heart of an angel, hide of an elephant, that kind of thing.
Sort of.
I'm
strictly film TV guy.
Gotcha. So when you come through, you finish doing a record in the studio, the last thing you want to hear once you've gone through the recording process is what you just did. And you kind of need some space, to kind of listen to it with fresh ears. So I would say I gave it a good month before I listened to the mixes. And when I went back to them, I was very, very happy. It's kind of like hearing your voice recorded for the first time, or if you're watching yourself on film for the first time. So no, I'm very, very pleased with the record. The record is called Brilliant Dreams, and it'll be hitting the airwaves or the internet waves one single at a time. So
awesome.
And currently we can find a single on Spotify. Is that what
that's right? So if you go on Spotify and look for Cuarto Swing, you'll see me and the guys. The single that's streaming right now is called Alegria. It's one of my tunes. So think like pop flamenco, kind of fun pop flamenco.
And we'll put the link in the comments also. So
Awesome.
Connect to it.
And also during the pandemic, you also created some music with your wife's ensemble as well. Is this correct?
Yeah, so Erika and so she's classical and I'm jazz. That's probably the simplest way to segregate what we do. And so during the pandemic, we were trying to figure out a way to play together. So people always go, do you guys play together? And we're like, no, not really ever. And so we put this ensemble together with my trio, the BJ Block trio, and her woodwind quintet. And we called it Between Two Worlds, which is a Twin Peaks quote that I'm sure you both got. But walk between worlds, between two worlds. And so the idea, it would be kind of a crossover gig. And so we would do things like take like a Bach fugue and interpret it like a jazz piece, or take, a famous jazz standard and do a woodwind arrangement for it. And we would do really weird creative things. We would, take maybe a Radiohead tune and do something like with it. And so it became a very popular concert series in town, staged through the Bellingham Chamber Music Society. We did it every year. We did it. We did really, really well. And last year we did it. We added a second show. So it was, every show has, two parts, an intermission. And we did two back-to-back shows at this hall, and both sold out. It was like 5 hours of playing at the end of the night. We were just exhausted.
That's amazing.
Yeah, no, it was really good. Man. So thank you. And so Bellingham is really cool in that it's kind of a crunchy little artsy town, but people go to see music. It's part of the culture here. So all the brew pubs, coffee houses, there's music all over the place, and it's something that people do here. They go do check out the bands, and if someone's playing. So it's been really good to us. And so
it sounds like a dream. I think I want to move there.
You could, where are you? Portland?
I'm in Connecticut.
Yeah.
Billy's I'm so far from you guys.
Well, you're closer to the big action. We're the little action out here. Your
little action sounds very charming.
It is charming, and there's like some local theater, that's doing some local theater stuff. There's I think 2 small theater companies, so it's kind of like the little town that could, and people do show up to stuff. So no, it's great. It's a great place to just be a little indie artist, and you can get down to Seattle, if you want to try and book a bigger room or something like that. So that's good, and some good players here too. Some good musicians, a lot of great musicians, including
you and your wife. I'm assuming.
Yeah, what do you do? We're getting there. We're getting there. I'd have to listen to the bio. I don't know how successful we're. I'll go back and listen to the bio and see.
I'll send you the video also.
Ignore the BK though that Bill put in there.
That's fine.
I didn't have to.
Bill doesn't even know your name.
Out there. That's good. He's ready to file a lawsuit. There's BK block. He demands it.
Yeah, Bill.
Yeah.
We're very professional.
Nobody knows.
Do not eject. Do not eject. Do not eject this.
Yes! I like it.
Wow. That is our resident opera singer, BJ, asking you what your pick is for this week's episode.
My pick for this week's episode was No Retreat, No Surrender.
Oh.
The U.S. cut. The U.S.
Yeah,
cut.
we're going to have to get into the differences of that.
Yeah.
And why.
Sure.
Should we hop into the trailer real quick and then we'll talk about it?
Let's.
All right, here is the trailer. It's way down here. And there it is.
Ladies and gentlemen, Eastern Europe's most feared martial artist, Ivan Krasinski!
Jason Stillwell wanted to be a champion, but he's having a tough time at school.
Look, no excuses here, mister. Let's see what you're made of. Fight!
And a tougher time at at life.
Stay out of the way, punk. She's mine.
But Jason has a dream.
Someday I'm gonna be just like him.
He needs a little help and a lot of guidance.
Now your training begins.
He's just found the best.
Set the images, all in your head. The result is power!
Now, Jason's getting serious, getting fast,
Power!
and getting competitive. He wanted to be a champion,
You're good. I get better.
but he never expected to be a hero. No retreat, no surrender.
Wow.
All right.
80s trailers that basically give you the whole film.
That was the whole movie.
Basically.
So why do you love this movie, The American Cut?
So I could talk about this film for so long. So this is a good question to ask me. Why do I love this film so much? So we all have these special films that kind of like that only we know about, or at least it feels that way, right? And this was that movie. And so I saw this film, I guess when I was 6, and I saw it. I still remember the first time. My folks had HBO, and I remember being 6, and like I don't know, it was on, and the last fight scene was on. I didn't know what it was, and I was obsessed with karate movies, and I'm of the generation that saw The Karate Kid, and then your whole brain blows up, and then you wanted to do karate the rest of your life. And so I remember seeing this last scene of the film, but I was too little to know what it was or find it. And 6 months later, I'm in the video store with my dad, and I saw the cover, and I recognized the boots they wear, the red and blue, right? The kicking pads. I recognized that. I'm like, that's the movie. And I still remember this to this day, begging my dad to rent this film. And he never said it's, I don't know, it looks pretty rough. I'm like, but it wasn't rated R. So finding an 80s like karate movie that wasn't rated R was like gold. This is like a PG movie. So I rented it, and then it just blew up my little 6-year-old brain. And the film is, that classic hero's journey, right? You guys have both seen the film. And as a writer and as an actor, you've worked with writers. All of the themes and the tropes in this film are things that you would have encountered in many films, and you would recognize those patterns. But this was maybe my first time experiencing that story in a manner that, all of the funny elements of the film, the B kind of production and everyone's acting it's their first, one of the fun trivia of this film is everyone's first acting gig, everybody.
It does not show.
Can't tell.
But it adds to the charm of it, really. As an adult, I think it makes the film even more charming. But as a 6-year-old, you don't get that. You just have this extraordinary hero's journey that the primary character Jason has, and that movie it changed my life because I was 6 years old, and then I was obsessed with martial arts, and to this day I'm 45. I still want to live the narrative of this film, right? You've got your best friend, you have all the great hero's journey themes here, but I showed this movie to my kids when they were little, and they loved it, and we still watch it like once a year.
Oh wow.
And so I love this film, and so like why do I love this film so much? I mean, the patterns in them. I mean, one of the things that's interesting, I'll give you a bit of kind of No Retreat, No Surrender like lore, is the reason people still talk about this film, obviously because it was Van Damme's first film, and he's in the movie for like 3 minutes, right?
Yeah.
So that it will still hang around, and it's great because this is like right after Rocky 2. And so there's some like great 80s Cold War US kind of vibes in there. So his character is just called Ivan the Russian. In the credits, he's just Ivan the Russian, this sort of like Russian bad guy that shows up.
That was Rocky 4.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. On the tail end of Rocky. You're right. Totally. So, obviously it's going to be talked about because Van Damme's in it. But the other reason why this is talked about is it was the first US film. This is the trivia bit that used a Hong Kong production team. So this is like 86, right? So think of what martial arts movie were before this. It was Chuck Norris movies in America. It was Chuck Norris.
True.
And we love our Chuck Norris. And then it was Karate Kid. And Karate Kid is a beautiful film, and it's a narrative, story driven film. It's not an action film, and the choreography in that film is, I think, very, very charming, but it's not dynamic like what you would see coming out of Hong Kong in the late 70s and 80s, or even in the 60s with like the Shaw Brothers and the Golden Harvest productions. So the idea of this film was Hong Kong production team, US shoot. And so it looks drastically different than anything that had been made in America at that point as far as a martial arts film. It's super dynamic. It's great to watch. All of these guys can really move, and a lot of them were professional kickboxers and things like that. So that's those 2 points is why this film still will be circulating. But for me, it's the story, right? And it's got all those great classic elements. I mean, I kind of see it now as an adult. It's almost, for me, and this might sound funny, but hang in there with me, it's almost a sacramental film in that the family has catastrophe and they're driven out of town, right? So they flee. And just like in the Karate Kid, the first thing you see in the film is the drive. Like the opening credits is the drive from New Jersey to California.
Yeah.
Right. So the whole beginning, the way the film's set up is it's the journey away to the strange place. And this film does the same thing, right? They have the event at the dojo, and the dad gets hurt. You bastards, all that great stuff, right? And then it's the drive to Seattle, the strange place. And then things don't work out for him. He's the new kid in town, not unlike Daniel LaRusso, except for we don't have any of that sort of character development. His best friend, RJ, just kind of shows up. There's a bully. We don't have any backstory with the bully. But the thing that I love so much about this film to this day is Jason is not all he could be, but he's aspiring to be like his hero, Bruce Lee. And Bruce Lee is like his patron saint. And so he's aspiring to be the highest good he can be, and that's embodied in Bruce Lee. And he has his dojo, he has his shrines, his icons, right? All the posters and all that kind of stuff. And you know, as he goes through his story, he's trying to do the right thing. He tries to stand up to the bullies. He gets beat up. He goes to the karate school. He gets set up. He gets beat up, and then he finally has this altercation with his dad. And of course, where he goes when he's at his lowest is he goes to the Bruce Lee's grave, right? And he like kneels and he prays. Remember that scene? He's all like ripped up, and he goes and he kneels at the grave, and he basically prays. He goes, "I try to be like you and I can't." And then they have that great trope. Like, y'all remember Ninja Turtles? Ninja Turtles 1?
I saw it. I don't remember it.
Yeah, I'm dating myself. I don't know if you're right. Billy, you're close enough. Do you remember Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 1? Do you remember that film?
I don't remember. I remember seeing it in the theater.
I saw it in the theater
I did
too.
But one of the tropes in that film is when the turtles get defeated by the bad guys. What are they called?
The guy with the mask.
Yeah,
the
mask
guy?
guys. The Clang Gang or whatever they're called. The foot soldier guys. Anyways, when they're defeated in this big fight and they're all hurt, they flee to like the desert, and they go to this abandoned house, right? And they go to this abandoned house and they train and they heal, and they're in the faraway quiet place. And that's where Jason goes after the fight with his dad. He goes to the quiet place, the abandoned house. Do you remember that? And he wakes up RJ. And it's in the quiet place in the desert, away from everything. Like we're in Lent right now. It's kind of it's a Lent thing, right? It's like fasting in the desert away from everything. And that's when Ghost Bruce Lee, his patron saint, his guardian angel, comes to him and trains him.
You're making me like this movie now.
Yeah.
I want to make fun of it.
I don't know how much time we got, but cut me off because I could go
No.
all day. So
I love his friend in the window going.
So, but the structure of the story. So you have our hero, which is everybody. I mean, how many times have I as a musician, Billy as a writer, Ian as an actor, gotten their ass kicked by the bullies at the party? Right? Remember the bullies that all gang up on him? Like that's all of our journeys, whether you're an athlete or an artist or whatever, right?
Yeah.
So he goes to the highest thing, which for him is Bruce Lee. And then he goes to the quiet place. And you have that trope also in Nacho Libre, which I also love. Remember when Nacho...
I've not seen that.
You haven't seen Nacho Libre?
He doesn't like comedy, BJ.
Who says
I
no,
don't
these are
not like
serious
comedy.
movies.
I just don't pursue them.
Billy, remember in
like
Nacho
some.
Libre? Remember in Nacho Libre when he's kicked out of the orphanage because he's revealed to be a wrestler, and they kick him out. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Right, and he goes to the desert, probably to die. Do you remember that? And the desert's like 10 feet from the city. But it's the same idea. He goes to the desert. He goes to the faraway place at his lowest. So that's when Bruce Lee comes. And of course, the scene's hysterical because he's surprisingly calm for meeting Ghost Bruce Lee. He's like very chill about the whole thing. He's like
and he's very nonchalant.
and it's like they get right into it.
I think because the kid is crazy. It's all in his head. He's a nutbag.
No.
Was that really Bruce Lee in the...
It's the only guy who didn't speak English on the set. So it's like I think he's Chinese, but he didn't speak English. So like he's dubbed. It's like kind of amazing. But of course. So of course, you're a 6-year-old kid. Ghost Bruce Lee comes to train you in the secret places, and you know that already is amazing. But of course and then you have the training montages showing incremental improvement. And that's such a great 80s thing.
He didn't really do push-ups on his fingers. They had a wire.
I know. And trust me, I definitely hurt my 6-year-old fingers.
Trying that.
Right. I don't even talk about the secret move. Like the secret move, like in Karate Kid, it's the crane kick, and it's the backflip kick. So it's got all of that. But you know, as he incrementally improves, you know, he's getting better and better. And my favorite scene in this movie, I remember when I was 7 years old, sometimes I'd put the movie on, I would just watch this one scene. The best scene in the movie, objectively, and I'm the authority on this film, is when he saves his father, right? He saves his father. Okay, he's falling out with his dad, right? And it's great. He goes to pick up his dad at the bar, and the thugs that gave the dad a hard time show up, and they jump the dad. And the bully's like, "Karate man, you will never mess with me again." And you know, they start beating him up, and Jason saves his dad. And that's when he's healed, like he's healed his home, right? He's reconciled with his father. We just watched Rocky 2 the other night. Y'all know, you've seen Rocky 2, right, Ian? You remember Rocky 2?
I haven't seen Rocky 2. I haven't seen the first 2 Rockies. I'm sorry, people.
Billy, I expect more. Billy, Rocky 2, right?
I started with 3.
One of the Rocky, this is sound. It's sound. But one of the themes in the Rocky films is Rocky can't go do his Rocky thing when his home is in disorder. And so one of the themes in all the Rocky films, but particularly 2, and you see this in 3 and 4, is it's not until he's in unity with Adrian that he can go fight the battle, that he can go slay the dragon, as it were, go meet his foe. Like in Rocky 2, he doesn't go put his heart into training until Adrian's given him her blessing, right? So that family unit has to be whole for him to go overcome the adversity that's to come. So it's the healing of his relationship with his father, where the son saves the father. So we start the film, the dad's the teacher, the son is like a dope, and he's acting out in class. He's trying to be something he can't quite be. And then where you have that healing is when those roles are reversed and the son heals the father. And then they're back in unit and they walk out like arm in arm, right? And so then we get to the final scene and stuff. Mm-hmm. And of course, it's just full of all these great 80s cliches. I mean, that ring is like in a Boys and Girls Club gym. And did you notice like the great like stock footage of like some giant stadium, and then they cut back to the
I didn't even
gym?
I don't think I noticed that.
Ian wasn't paying attention.
I was.
It's great. It's like they're showing shots.
Watch it on an old.
It's like
small
Wembley
TV.
Stadium or something like this, and then they cut back to like this like Boys and Girls Club, but and then of course, you know, like the Jean-Claude Van Damme beats everybody and he's terrorizing and
spoiler.
Right. Yeah. Well, this is full of spoilers, but you know, the great moment where he jumps in to save the girl, right? And he's getting his butt kicked, but he's hanging in and he gets his butt kicked. And of course he doesn't turn the fight around until RJ, you know, he's like tied up against the ropes, and then RJ gets up and he goes, "Jason, no retreat, no surrender." He says the name of the movie, which of course gives him, you know, his confidence to overcome, you know, his enemy. And, you know, the film ends with everyone, you know, in the ring with him, throwing him up in the air, you know, for he's a delicate fellow.
Like immediately. Yeah.
But I'll make one other comment. One of the things I love about the U.S. version, basically the original cut, it has a bunch of stock audio and stock soundtrack from old Hong Kong films. So there's like bongos and trumpets and stuff, and there's all these goofy scenes. And the American cut takes a lot of that out, and they do a new score for it. And Paul Galbraith did the score, and he uses silence in some really neat ways. So one of the things that still gets me, like legit gets me, not in a charming, campy way, is in that final fight. There's no music. There's nothing. It's just
wow.
Check it out. There's no crowd. There's no nothing, and they blacken everything out. So it's just him and Jean-Claude Van Damme, and you've got the Foley. So there's like the punch sounds and the yelling sounds, but it's so intense. There's no music. And the only time music comes in, it's when Jason gets hit in the face and he does like a triple spin and he lands. And this shot is great, Billy. You should, like, if you rewatch this scene, the camera's down with Jason. And so Jason's here and the camera's like here. And then Jean-Claude Van Damme does this big jump and he leaps and he lands with his knee on his neck. So for us as the viewer, we have Jean-Claude here. This is my Jean-Claude Van Damme coming at us like this, bang. And it comes right at you, right? It's such a great.
He's not wearing pants.
It's such a great shot, and right when his knee hits his neck, that's when the strings come in. It's like scary strings problems, right? But the fact that there's no music until that moment, when Jean-Claude Van comes and smashes on our neck, and we've got the strings, and then things go really bad, and then of course RJ says the line, and then he prevails. So basically, what else could you possibly want in a film? Like what adversity in your life can you not overcome after you've seen this film?
Yeah, there's like no retreat, no surrender. Right?
You can't. You're gonna whatever you guys both have on deck, Billy, whatever project he's working on, Ian, whatever next part, you're both gonna get them.
Thank you.
Oh wow.
Yeah, because of me.
Yeah,
and because of this film.
You get 10%.
Yeah.
Thank you, BK.
I'll take 8.
BJ, Ian has a gift he wants to show you.
A gift?
Thank you. Because of you, I now own this movie because this is a really hard movie to find.
Yeah.
And you can have this totally if you want it.
Oh.
Do you have it on VHS?
Of course.
Okay. I got it too.
Then you're in the circle, man.
So I had a VHS player. So it's nice to use that and use my old TV here.
Yeah.
This is a movie I never saw. I remember the trailer, and all I remembered about this movie, and careful, this is really loud.
You're good. I get better.
That was the only thing I remember from this, and that used to make me laugh. I'm older
the shirt
than you.
riffing, or the I get better.
Just the "you're good, I get better." It was just so. I was like a teenager when this came out. It was, and it was true, and that's why my wife married me.
I get better.
But
yeah.
Then she realized it wasn't true. So I was watching this movie, and I'm like, "Oh my god!" We did another movie on this show called Samurai Cop months back.
Yeah,
or maybe a year back, and I was like, oh my god, like you said, the acting, it's god awful. The acting's god awful. The quality is god awful. And I'm like, oh my god, this is so bad. But then that final fight sequence, I'm like, this is making me forget all the horrible things that came before it, that I actually can't hate this movie anymore.
You can't. It's like watching a high school play. You just love that they're trying their best.
It was like that fight was so rousing. It made me understand why Jean-Claude Van Damme became what he is as we know him. Right. As not a great actor, but a great fighter.
Mm-hmm.
And it's fun. Like I forgave it for being so bad before that.
Sure.
And I don't know. The fight scene was good.
Yeah.
But it's an entertaining movie because before all that, you're just laughing.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, this kid is insane. He thinks that Bruce Lee is helping him fight.
No, he's not schizophrenic. You have no. It's not the film is not about mental health. It's
I think it should be. Friend even saw him. He's like, okay.
No, of course. But it's like Pete's Dragon, right? Like that's a theme, right?
I love Pete's Dragon. Okay, yeah, good point.
Yeah, right. Elliot wasn't schizophrenic.
You're right.
People throw that. I had a conversation with a friend about the Purple Rose of Cairo, the Woody Allen film from like '84.
Oh yeah.
And we were talking about that film. It's like, I think she's a schizophrenic. I'm like, are you out of your mind? It's analogous to Plato's Cave. Listen to me.
So in Pete's Dragon, other people saw things move and they didn't see the dragon. So they're like, there's something there, but it's invisible.
Yeah.
Michael Keaton was fired.
Remember RJ, and whenever he gets kicked, he goes through the door and he lands on RJ. And RJ goes, "Are you crazy?" Because like he lands on RJ, right? When Ghost Bruce Lee kicks him through the door. So,
I loved it when he when he first ran into the girl that he has a crush on or had an ex relationship with or whatever, and they're like,
yeah, it doesn't make any sense. Like, is she from California? Is she from Seattle? Like, I do love all the palm trees in Seattle. So many palm trees in Seattle.
And then the montage of them like hanging out. It was like, oh my god.
Yeah, that was the only part of the film that was shot in Seattle.
Wow.
Everything else is in LA.
Yeah, you couldn't tell by the street signs again.
Right, and the
it was like Highland
and the no clouds in the sky. Right.
I forgot that they drove into Seattle at one point. It's a fun movie. There are things to enjoy, and I will show this to my son. Bill, what'd you think of this?
I'll be quick. Regarding the Karate Kid, I always thought it was funny that Daniel LaRusso had no problems in Newark, New Jersey, and then moves to Reseda and then gets his ass kicked.
Right.
I go, what planet is this? You know? Yes, all I can say is that I watched this with my girlfriend. I know my girlfriend loves me because
now ex-girlfriend.
She did not leave. This was a tough one for her. I admire its charm, and that final battle sequence, and everything you said made me like it a lot more. Wish you did the commentary.
I feel bad for the lead kid because like he's in it a lot more than Jean-Claude Van Damme with the big name and the big photo. That's not nice.
He went on to do like soap opera acting.
Oh.
And good for him. Yeah, he was decent. He wasn't bad in this.
No, he was. I thought he was good. As I watch him, he's convincing. He you know, it's my house too. He's from Kentucky. The actor, he's from Kentucky, and so it's my house too.
Oh, I didn't
it's
notice
like that came out like Seattle, California.
Yeah,
he played the mental health issues very well. I totally believe that he was Bruce Lee. Yeah. No, it's a fun pick. Uh-oh.
Mom! Dad! It's evil! Don't touch it!
Do not eject! Do not eject! Do not eject this!
So when Bill told me what movie you were picking, I'm like, what should I get? That's sort of like, what does this inspire me to choose? And so I blindly, a bad choice of words, but I chose a movie I had. Sorry,
you hadn't seen Blind Fury? You made me watch.
No, I hadn't seen it since 1989, and I was like, I think I remember that being pretty decent.
Yeah.
So I chose Blind Fury, and so Bill watched it before I rewatched, and he's like, "Oh my god, this movie's so bad." I'm like, "Oh my god, is it super offensive? I haven't seen it in a million years." And well, anyway, let's go to the trailer and we'll continue. But here is the trailer for Blind Fury. Where is it? There's so many things in here. Okay.
Nick Parker is quick as a snake, strong as a bull, not to mention blind as a bat.
Nice doggy. What's your problem? You blind? Yeah.
Holy shit! He came for a friendly visit.
Step aside, blind man.
But his timing was a little off. Now, a young boy wants his guidance.
Did you ever cry?
A strong man is never afraid to cry. They've got him, don't they? Where's my son? He's here. He's fine.
And the boy's father needs his help.
Now, if you want to keep him that way... Unreasonable men make life so difficult. Shoot! The blind Zorro! If you can't handle it, get me somebody that can. Get me Bruce Lee.
Bruce Lee is dead.
Then get his brother.
Rutger Hauer.
I also do circumcision.
Blind Fury.
Wow.
They should have gotten Brandon Lee. Then it would have.
They got the guy who absolutely gave one of the most like powerful performances in Blade Runner, and like he follows up with this. I just that's one of the trippiest things about this is you're watching this film and it's like it's Rutger. How do you say his name?
Rutger Hauer.
He's incredible. He's an incredible
he's so good.
His performance in Blade Runner is that you could do several shows on just that. And so what's he doing in this movie?
Trying to
Well,
be.
did you see The Hitcher? We just did The Hitcher like 2 weeks ago. He's so good in that too.
Okay, cool.
So this movie is directed by Philip Noyce. He also did Dead Calm, which came out the same year, and I love Dead Calm. He also did, what else did he do? Sliver and Patriot Games. His movies are usually pretty stylish. This movie's goofy. I think it's a good time. Yeah. It's silly. It's forgettable. It's just fine. I think it's a good movie to have on while cleaning the house or while folding laundry or ironing.
Doing taxes.
Maybe if you don't want to watch your taxes, then you watch this. I think it's fun. I think Rutger Hauer's great. It's inoffensive, I think, maybe, sort of. What do you think of it, BJ?
Well, do you know what it's based on, eh? Do you know what? So this is an American interpretation of the Zhao Ichi films. Do you know what those films are?
No,
I don't.
Yeah. So the Zhao Ichi, these were famous Japanese samurai films. They came out in the 60s, and Zhao Ichi is a blind samurai swordsman, and he holds the sword upside down, blade down, and he travels from town to town helping the villagers and takes out the bad guys. And if you can, they've done some reboots of Zhao Ichi. There's, I think, a Netflix series maybe, but that's what this is. It's the Zhao Ichi story adapted for an American story. So I was immediately interested, and I liked it. I had a great time watching it.
Had you seen it before?
I had not seen it before. And what was interesting is I couldn't figure out if the film, my issue with I don't have any issue with the film. I enjoyed it, but it's like, is it silly? Is it serious? Because it starts out pretty serious, Vietnam, and he's got this cool backstory where like the villagers train him. And then the thing that I thought was funny is like, there is no planet where people treat a blind guy like that. Like the first scene, he's at the diner and it's so like, hey, let's play a trick on the blind guy and give him hot sauce that's going to hurt him. Like,
and then he eats it.
Or like when the boy gives him a rock, like, eat this rock, it's candy. Like,
and then he swallows it.
Right. like people in the 80s, it was rough for blind people in the 80s. Like they came for
That's what it was like.
That's really what it was like.
That's how I met Bill. He was picking on some blind kid. I'm like, stop it, Bill. And then
pretty bird.
Yeah. That's horrible.
But I liked it. I mean, it's the more ridiculous things he's able to do as a blind guy, is he's driving like down the interstate and throughout, downtown LA or wherever they are, was pretty fun. But I thought it was loads of fun, and then it has a really fun battle thing with the samurai. The guy brings in like a Japanese samurai guy, and they've got that really cool battle around the hot tub, and it's very 80s fabulous. There's a lot of fun 80s fabulous vibes in this movie, which made it really fun to look at. Like it's a great looking film.
Yeah. I'm glad you didn't hate it.
No, films are hard to make, man, and when they like. I have a lot of charity, when I watch films like this, that they're not offensive. They're not trying to sell you anything but a good time.
It's like fun. Exactly.
Yeah. But
I would love to see a hard R version of this story, of this movie.
Yeah, like dark. Yeah, well, if it was remade today, it would just be super dark and like, he would die at the end or something. But yeah, the thing that was jarring is it's like, is it silly or is it serious? Because it starts off serious and then the woman's shot. And then the boy's an orphan, and then he's in the vengeance care story. But then there's all these silly gags of like, what I mean? It's like there's all these silly things of like the bat, like he ducks and like the guys shoot each other, or you know what I mean? And
it's so brutal with the mom getting killed. You're right.
Yeah, but the villains are great. They're great 80s villains. They're like wrestling villains or something. Everyone's wearing overalls and chewing hay and driving trucks, and they're kind of impossibly stupid, and that's a lot of fun. That's a fun villain.
It's a good time. What'd you think, Bill?
Even as a kid, I wouldn't see this in the theater. I rented it.
Did it play at the theater? Like I don't remember it ever being in the cinema.
Yeah, they try to make it into something big. I actually think it's great fun, and yeah, it's hard not to like it.
Yeah, I agree with you, which makes me think of this.
Hey, what do you think you're doing? Okay, let's do it.
Wait, did you do that or did I do that?
You did that.
Oh, I guess I accidentally tapped on that. So I guess the opera singer was going to ask you what your pick is this week, Bill.
So I did 1990s Short Time, starring the sex symbol that is Dabney Coleman and Terry Garr. Terry Garr. Let's watch the trailer and I'll talk about why I picked it.
All right.
Detective Bert Simpson is 1 week from retirement,
This is not a good idea!
and he's not taking any chances.
Ready, Tiger? I hate you for this, man.
He wants to spend some quality time with his wife and send his kid off to college.
Can he please finish grammar school first?
But a mix-up at the hospital will seriously affect his plans.
It appears you have a rather rare blood disorder. We're afraid it's terminal. Terminal?
Now, he thinks he's got 2 weeks to live.
Your life insurance policy is only good if you die in the line of duty. It means you've got to get,
And 1 week to get himself killed.
I want double duty. Are you all right? What do you mean?
You seem a little tense.
Tense? You're going to college, little guy.
Bert, what is the matter?
I can handle it. Come on! She does. All right!
You want something that's really going to hold up when the body starts to rot.
How fast is he going? 90.
What's he trying to do? Kill himself?
Right here! Whoa! Whoa! No, never put nobody!
The last thing Bert wanted to be
Can't you idiots do anything right?
was a hero. But now, he's a one-cop crusade against crime.
Why can't you just lose your hair and date unsuitable women like the rest of us?
And crime is not cooperating.
Where's the bomb?
The bomb?
Short Time.
You missed me again, you idiot!
Wow.
Wow.
So the guy who directed it did a lot of second unit for John Badham. That's why the action scenes are so awesome. And the people that wrote it, I think it's one of their first scripts. They eventually wrote Blue Streak. They've been trying to remake this movie forever because it's such a great idea and it was such a bomb, so people don't know about it. So it's an IP. But there's some rights issues because I think David Begelman's company originally produced it. Totally bombed on. I don't know how Dabney Coleman got cast. Like, who thought this was a great idea? Totally bombed when it was released in the theaters. And that poster does not help things either. But yeah, what'd you think? What'd you think, BJ?
I adored it. I loved this film. And what's funny is we watched it, and then when I saw that cover, I'm like, I remember that from the video store. It's this movie. I want to hear what I'll tell you what I thought briefly, and then I want to hear why would a film like this bomb? I thought it was a beautiful film. I thought it was absolutely clever because that idea of like, I think I'm dying. What would you do with your last week, your last day? That's a theme when there's lots of films like that. But the twist in this movie that made this movie so charming for me was they do this thing. He thinks he's got this degenerative thing and he's only got a week to live. So how does he live? And of course he does all these really beautiful things, which are very moving. But the twist that this film does is he's trying to get himself killed. So he gets the life insurance payout. So the film starts with, remember when they're chasing the bad guys and they won't jump over the building. They won't go from one building. He's like, I'm not trying to get myself killed. And he and Max Headroom are like wrestling. And then the whole film is him, like, the part that I loved was he in the first car chase. So this was shot in Vancouver, where I'm from. Wow. So I recognize all the stuff. Is in that car chase where his car rolls down the overpass or whatever. Yeah. And then he's like still alive and he looks at his belt. He's like, oh. He had his belt on. So then he takes his belt off.
Yeah.
So like he can't like,
can't die.
So it's one of these, I thought that was such a clever twist that the whole life insurance or the insurance thing. Cause it's like, like it's not just like, how would you live your life if you only had 1 week to live? It's also like, how would you live your life if like courage was paramount? right? And so he's going after the bad guys, and he's begging the guy for like, give me double duty, give me double duty, and he's doing it all for selfless reasons. But of course, it's once he gives his life away that he truly gets it back. And once he gives his life away, not only does he repair all of his relationships, but he saves the town. And it's like they did the funny gag of like yet another medal ceremony for the guy or whatever. And it's also
the Band-Aids and stuff on their faces.
It's so fun. And it's also super 80s fabulous, like Terry Garr and Dabney Coleman, but why I thought it was absolutely charming and sweet and funny, and I just thought it was phenomenal. So Billy, why did this film bomb? Was it released on Christmas Day or something like that?
It's Dabney Coleman.
I love it. What's not to love about Dabney Coleman?
No, I love him. I love him
like
too. He's just not really a big movie star.
Box office draw, I guess.
But he's so good in it, though. He
is good in
that scene. That scene when he and I love that he doesn't tell his family, because then it couldn't be a comedy. It would all just be sad because everyone would be too sad. But don't you love the scene when he comes home and he's talking to Terry Garr, and he's like, I kept all your paintings. And he's like, and when you wanted to hook up at that party, I did too, but I was embarrassed. And he's like, he realizes how much he treasures his wife. And like, that was such a beautiful scene. I thought he was great.
Where he's driving and the Steve Winwood song Roll With It, comes on. That's my favorite scene in the whole movie.
Oh, it's a great scene.
Yeah. The kids singing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Way to pay attention, Ian.
No, I did. I think it's charming. It's cute. I felt like it started really well. And like you said, the action's really good. So you could tell there's some involvement with John Badham. I liked it. I felt very similar to this as I did my pick, Blind Fury. I think they're just fun, kind of forgettable, but I think it's a good time. Yeah.
All right.
It's a good pick. Is it the time of the show, Bill? When
it's
people
the
choose?
time of the show.
So, BJ, this is when you must choose a film that is not your own pick as your favorite film of the episode. I think I know the answer.
Oh, yeah, the Short Time.
There you go.
Okay.
Yeah, Billy's. I mean, no disrespect to your.
No, it's fine.
Short Time. Short Time. I'm going to show it to my kids. I love Short Time.
There you go.
Yeah, it's fun. It is fun. Bill, what do you pick?
I have to do No Retreat, No Surrender.
There you go. Right.
I'm picking,
and I lobbied him. My appeal changed like that. I won him over in my.
You did.
Yeah.
Well,
sure.
I had decided before, as much as I thought Short Time was perfectly charming, but I think it's sort of forgettable. I thought that No Retreat, No Surrender was so god awful, but then that end made me forget how bad it was, that it earns its place as being a memorable film, and it should be seen because it's a lot of fun. It is No Retreat, No Surrender, so you are the winner. What does he get, Bill?
You get a headshot from Ian circa 1999.
Oh, yeah.
You're going to put this up on my wall. That's phenomenal. It's a little bit, you can see my headshot that you threw across the screen is not far off from that, and that was only like 2 years old. So
yes, because you don't look, you look the same as you did in that pic.
It's why they have to be in black and white, so we can keep saying that.
It's great.
Yeah.
So you can find Blind Fury can be found for free on Tubi, or you can rent it on iTunes and on YouTube and Prime. And you cannot find No Retreat, No Surrender anywhere. You can find an old VHS.
Just call me.
I found it on eBay.
I'll be there.
Less than $10. Yeah, go to BJ's house, and you can find a longer cut for free, right, on YouTube. But supposedly that's not a good cut to watch, and Short Time can be found free on, I can't read that because it says, well, you can find it free on YouTube. Yeah, it's pretty good quality too. Anyway, BJ, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you for having me.
It's so fun to have you. Stand by for a minute. Goodbye, everyone else. Like, share, tell your friends, and I guess soon we will see your wife, BJ. Do you know about this? Oh, wait.
You might see her before me. I don't know. She does her. So I think she's here. Yes.
I respect that.
Tell her I said hi.
I will. Bye. Oh, and good luck with the music. We'll share a link.
Thank you.
Bye.